If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio. Because every woman has a purpose of being a mother and getting pregnant. That's not their only purpose, that's not what I'm saying, but they always have that to fall back on. I think that's why male suicide's so high, because so many guys are like, well, I could always just end it right here. Like, that's what I've got to fall back on. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what so many guys commit suicide, because they have that option. Whereas women, if things aren't going well, they just get pregnant. That's their safety net. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about how to find your purpose as a man. The hardest thing to do in a male life is find your purpose, okay? And I've talked about this many times on different videos of how, like, a man and a woman at 18 are entirely different. Now they might both have goals. The woman wants to be successful, so does the man. But the woman knows at the back of her head, if she marries a rich guy and has kids and gets a nice big house, goals are pretty much ticked, She's pretty much got over that line. Like, a man and a woman could be 18, they're dating, both unemployed, going nowhere in life. They get pregnant. She wins. Like, the whole family now looks and goes, oh, she's pregnant, she's having a baby, what a great purpose, she's a mother. Like, a mother is a role. Whereas as the man, everyone's like, well, what are you going to do for money? You need to go and get a job. You need to go and provide. Guys, that's a dangerous scenario from the man. He has to panic at that point. He has to think, okay, what do I need to go and do? That's a dangerous scenario. And this is why it's so hard for guys to find their purpose, is we cannot just get pregnant. We cannot simply just marry rich. It's not going to happen for us. Nobody's coming in to save us with a mask and a cape. It's not going to happen. For men, it's very much a figuring out game, okay? It's going to take a very long time to figure out. And that's why I say male life doesn't start till 30. Most men men get to 30 and they go, oh my God, I'm 30 years old, my life's gone nowhere. Guys, ever since you were like, I say 18, okay? Like 18 to 30 is the only real time in your life where you're intelligent enough, conscious enough, you've got the tools to be able to actually make a difference. When you were 3 years old, your parents were feeding you, clothing you, etc. You couldn't have started a business and done massive investments back then. So technically, 30 is like 12 years old. That's the way I look at it, okay? So trying to find that purpose, whatever, find your place in the male world, because every woman has a purpose of being a mother and getting pregnant. That's not their only purpose, that's not what I'm saying, but they always have that to fall back on. I think that's why male suicide's so high, because so many guys are like, well, I could always just end it right here. Like, that's what I've got to fall back on. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what so many guys commit suicide, because they have that option. Whereas women, if things aren't going well, they just get pregnant. That's their safety net. For men, it's suicide, which is a real shame. But, if a man gets a woman pregnant and his life isn't going well, that only makes his life way worse. There's no way a baby would make your life better if you were broke and going nowhere in life, okay? So how do you find that male purpose as a man? Well, I've just explained there, you need to take your time. Okay, you need to understand that your male purpose isn't going to spring up as quick as other people's, especially women. You can't just get pregnant. There is no get out of jail card. Things are going to be tougher. Expect the grind, okay? Expect like a 12-year grind early on. And if you get to 30 and you still don't know your purpose, it is what it is. But here's what I would do. If I was 18 again, I would probably leave school 16, 18, whatever it allowed me to do. I would go and get a factory job. I would do as many hours as possible, and I would just hit the gym. I would just do gym and factory as many hours as I could. I would get in the best shape of my life, and I would do as much overtime as I could. Maybe you'd rise up in the factory. Don't really care. I'd be doing it for the money only, and I'd be saving every single penny I could. My aim would be to save about 14,000 a year, let's say 14,000 from 18 to 25, and then have like 100 grand in the bank and be jacked as fuck. Okay, perfect body, 100 grand in the bank, 25 years old. Yeah, you don't have a house, you don't have a car, etc. That's okay. Because along the way, you would have found out who you were. You would have had a lot more experiences. You would have had time to look into things. Maybe you found crypto and that's your passion. Maybe where you've been going to the gym, you've realized, hey, I wouldn't mind opening up my own gym. But once you've got that 100 grand saved up and you're in a decent position, You can find what your purpose is later down the line. And that would be my advice, is to experience a lot of things. Just kind of make sure you have the fundamentals in place so that when you find your purpose, everything's ready to go. So you've got gym, you've got your body, bang, tick. You've got that in the bag no matter what. 100 grand in the bank, bang, tick. You've got that no matter what. It's just sitting there, it's waiting. You're not putting it to use yet because you don't quite know what to do. Potentially you can make some investments and whatever, but you don't know what your purpose is yet. You don't know why you're doing it. Now, yeah, stocks, crypto, there's multiple investments that you could go into. And I don't think it would be a bad idea, but you really need to know what you're doing, because otherwise you're going to have to go through that 7-year process again, because you've not really gone down the career path. You've just gone down the wealth accumulation path. And most people coming out of university at that point are going to be broke with debts. And you've got no debts, you've got no bills, your bills are very, very low. You're saving like $14,000 a year. Very good position to be in, okay? But along the way, you're going to have experiences. You might have to research a lot. You might have to take the odd trip or two. You might have to, you can go on nights out, but you don't have to drink. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can do multiple things for free. You can walk along a beach for free. Over time, if you research enough and look into things and have enough experiences, you're going to find your purpose. Your purpose might be a problem in the world that needs solving. Okay? And then you think, I've got a solution for that. I've been thinking about this for 6 years. I've come up with an idea. I've been building a prototype. In the meantime, I've been putting it all together. I've got 100 grand in the bank. Doesn't matter. Like, the body isn't relevant to that, but you're in great shape. It's a great bonus. You look good. If you wanted women in your life, it's not hard for you to do at that point. That's what I'm saying. There's like things that are easy to do. It protects your mental health because you look good. That really helps, guys. And then when you have that purpose and you've worked on that idea, you get to something like 25, you got the 100 grand, you can execute on it. And then that can take you to new heights. You can invest 50K, you can put 50K into your idea, whatever the solution is to solve that problem. You can start your own business. You can build a product, and then go and get another job, a better job, whatever it might be. But then you've got that 100K to invest in the idea or invest in whatever you want to invest in. That's what I would do as my male purpose. I would just worry about accumulating wealth from 16, 18 to like 25. I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't worry about going out and partying or any of that shit or social life, so to speak. I would just do gym, wealth accumulation. I would work overtime. I'd sacrifice as much as possible. I would have an ultimate aim of saving around about 14,000 per year. Like I said, 100 grand by the time you're 25. If you start at 16, it would be a little bit more. And then I would make, number one, either smart investments because I'd been researching all that time, or I would have my purpose or my problem and solution that I'm looking to solve, or the product that I want to build, and I would execute on that. Now, I've pretty much done that in so many words, but I was probably 3 years behind. Okay, so instead of 25, I've done it at 28. But that's what happens when I've got you that's what happens when I'm teaching you guys what to do and I don't have anybody teaching me. I'm trying to figure it out. It costs me 3 years of time. Where I am now, I could be 25 years old in the exact same position. I've just had a call with a clothing company. Going to take about 6 months, but that's all going to be executed on. I've got the best clothing. Sorry, guys, my phone. I've got the best clothing range coming out soon. Some of the clothes are fucking next level. You guys are going to love them. Some of the best shit on the market, guaranteed. I would 100% wear it myself. The shirts, the boxers, I've got jackets, jumpers that I want to execute on. It's going to be good. It's going to be very good. We're going to take over the men's fashion game, men's skincare game, the men's supplement game. We're going to take over everything. Absolutely everything. And then the men's content game in terms of the streaming platform, Netflix for Men. I'm going to be able to execute on all those ideas because I've got the spare income to be able to do it. And that's why I haven't been out. That's why I haven't gone and done anything. That's why I'm not taking holidays or buying cars or houses and stuff like that. I've literally sat and accumulated wealth, got in great shape, and just waited and bided my time. And look, I knew I wanted to do First Man years ago. I didn't know where I wanted to go with it. Now I know, streaming platform, kind of like a Tom Ford aspect where you've got the skincare range and the clothes, supplement aspect, maybe open some gyms in the future. Maybe open like bars that are under the First Man name that are like 1920s themed rooftop bars, classy venues where men can go to, where it's not just get pissed out of your head. They're like classy, high level venues, apartment blocks for bachelors. I've got so many different ideas that I'm going to touch on in the future. but I've got my core 3 or 4 that I really want to go for. And I only got there from just kind of making content, having conversations with people, doing podcasts, living life in general. But I accumulated the wealth, I got in the gym, and I cemented my ideas, and I figured out what I wanted to do along the way. Once I figured it out and it was concrete, now it's time to execute. And I'm 28, guys. It took fucking ages. It took me 10 years from the 18. I remember at 18 being distraught about what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know who I wanted to be. At 28, it's concrete. I know exactly who I want to be. It takes a long time. It takes a very long time. I couldn't just go and get pregnant. I couldn't marry a rich man. Well, I probably could, but I prefer women. And that strategy isn't going to work for me, okay? Like there's no wealthy 50-year-old woman out there that wants like a 22-year-old man to sleep with her. Like, she's probably looking at somebody who's on her level with a lot of money. It's not going to work, okay? Women don't think about it in the same manner. Whereas as men, we will snatch up that 18-year-old with no career ambition, who isn't perhaps that intelligent, but she's a straight 10, she's beautiful and the sex is amazing. We might not marry this woman, I don't believe in marriage, as I said before, but, we're probably inclined to spend like 6 months to a year with her, improve her life, help her out, whatever. It's just what we do. It's almost like a dad role that's inside of us. We kind of take over. But that's what you got to do, guys, to find your purpose. You got to go out into the world. You got to test things out. You got to find different experiences. You got to find what you love and be patient about it. But in the meantime, make sure you get your wealth accumulation and make sure you get your fitness in place, so that when you do know what you want to do, you've got everything, you've got that foundation in place ready to execute. And I've got that now. Now I'm about to finish my cut. I've recently done a massive bulk. I used to lift a little bit before. I did a bulk before. So I've got the kind of nuclei still stored in the muscles. So I've got like 2 years worth of gym locked in there. Another 2 years of gym, and I'm going to have probably my perfect body. In terms of wealth, it's going to be like 10x on what I've got now. All my products being executed on. I've got an exact purpose from 30 to 40. I'm going to be working on that every day. Happy as hell, enjoying my life. Get to 40, might do the family thing. But that's what you got to do as a man to find your purpose, okay? That's kind of the roadmap. It's not going to hit you. Like guys who are like, I don't know what I want to do. I want to start a business, but I don't know what. Do not start a business if you do not know what. I promise you, it won't go well. You need to love what you do. Like how good First Man is now. We've hit 30,000 subscribers on this channel. That's amazing. That was always my target. I thought 30,000 was a huge channel. We've just hit that and we're flying beyond it. Probably going to have like 100,000 followers by Christmas. It's crazy. Even though I'm in this scenario with all these products being executed on, yesterday I still had a bad day. I'm still like, fuck, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this going to go well? And I'm like second guessing things, and the weather was shit. And obviously, like, I have thoughts sometimes about my dad where I'm like, great, it'd be great, it'd be great to have him here with me. Is COVID going to end soon? Are we going to lock down again? Like, there's so many thoughts that you need to get your head around, you know what I mean? And I still have bad days now. And that's what it means to be a man. Like, it's a struggle from day 18, like from the day you turn about 16 until the day you turn like, well, it doesn't matter. It's whenever you make it to the point you make it. But for most guys, it's like 30 years old. When they really hit their stride and things start coming together, start figuring out what they want to do. But you've got to make sure you have that mentality of, I'm willing to take my time. I'm willing to be patient. This isn't going to happen overnight. I don't know what I want to do yet. I know I want to start a business, but I'm not going to rush into business. I'm going to stay in my shit job. I'm going to accumulate that wealth. I'm going to stay in shape. I'm going to eat clean, take care of myself, so that when that purpose does come along and I figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life, I can execute efficiently. I've got the money to do it. I've got the physical health and energy to do it. I'm still young. You could be 35, just figured out your purpose. That's great. As long as you've accumulated and you've got everything in place, you're going to be able to speed that up and execute quicker. And then you can put everything in place finally in your life. But it needs to be a passion of yours. It needs to be something you feel really passionate about. Otherwise, like I was saying, when things get dark, when you have a bad day like I did yesterday, you won't keep going. Whereas I kept going yesterday, I was doing different things. I'm back here today, I'm motivated. I'm having calls with clothing companies. I'm going to order a new big batch of the supplements, probably like 4 times more than I did the first time. It's things like that, okay, guys? It really pushes you forward. But finding your purpose, there's no stress. You don't need to find your purpose at 21. You know, some people go to school, they know they want to be a vet or a doctor at like 14 years old. I wasn't one of those people. I just knew I liked cool shit in the men's industry. Now I had to figure out what I liked, what I wanted to do, how I was going to frame that, how I was going to have a role within that manosphere. And now I figured it out, and I love it, okay? But it took 10 years. So there's no rush, just accumulate the wealth, stay in shape. Those two foundations will get you very far. The rest will come together over time, I promise. If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio.